All right, we're back with another video today. My tire, as you can see, is a little bit bald. How did that happen? I don't know. This is the only spot on the tire that's like that. So I'm actually gonna drive the bike to go order a new tire. It's not bad. It's kind of cold outside, so it'll be fine riding it like this. So we're just gonna go to Cycle Gear. I am going to be ordering the Diablo Corsa Rosso 4. I think that's what it's called. This is the Diablo Super Corsa. So I am going to be getting the Corsa 4. Yeah, and it should be getting here sometime soon. For now, let's get a cold start, warm her up before we go. Yeah, baby! Nice little cold start on the 1199. Haven't ridden it in a little bit, so excited. I did put on a new battery. Was having battery issues before, so I bought a new battery and installed it. Everything works perfectly fine now. I am going to be getting new fairings pretty soon, fixing up the tank. Probably going to get a new tank, but I am going to be getting new fairings to fix up this. This was done from the previous owner, so be getting new fairings, probably new tank, so everything is going to basically be looking real nice and new. But yeah, I'm going to let the bike warm up and then we'll get going. So today, kind of what I want to talk about in the video is like the 5 things I hate about the Ducati and the 5 things that I love about the Ducati.
I wish you were here, but you're not, so I'm broken. Smoke in my lungs and my veins turning frozen. To kill the pain, I need more ibuprofen. I need something potent. Yeah, I need something more than that. I needed all your love from the start, now there's no going back. You're giving me a heart attack. You saw the window to my soul and you painted it black. One more night got me thinking that I miss you. 2 more hits and that feeling continues. 3 more sips and I just wanna forget you. Forget you. I just wanna forget you.
We'll start off with the 5 things that I hate about the Ducati. So for number 1, the first thing that I hate about the Ducati is that it is very notchy. It is very notchy in low gears. It does not like to go slow. So like in first gear, it kind of just likes to be like ridiculously notchy. But you know, I mean, oh wait, let me unfog my visor up. Oh, it's chilly. It's 42 degrees outside right now here, and it's December and I'm riding my Ducati, which is really dope. But I mean, you know, I got to take advantage of the days that I could ride. But okay, back to talking. So the first thing I hate about the Ducati is that, yeah, it's extremely notchy. The bike doesn't like to be in low RPMs and low gear, so you have to kind of like have to stay in high gear. So you know, it's something small. I mean, it is a race bike, so, or not a race bike, but like, you know, it's a bike that's just like race orientated. So I mean, that's kind of normal. But yeah, that's the first thing that I hate. Now for the second thing, I guess it's something, it's not something that I hate, it's just kind of something that sucks a little bit, you know. But the second thing that I hate, it's going to be something that's common amongst like most leader bikes, if not all leader bikes, is that this bike chugs gas. Like, it drinks gas so fast, it's insane. You know, like, if I just ride it maybe like 2 or 3 days and just do some normal riding, like not anything crazy, in 2 or 3 days this bike will literally just drink the entire tank. So, you know, that kind of sucks. Not the end of the world. It is a leader bike, so that is to be expected when you're getting a leader bike. But that is just one thing that it sucks. But there's a pro, you know, with that one. There is something that comes up with it that's a pro. So I'll talk about that later. But that's the second thing, is that, you know, it's just loves to guzzle gas, loves it. But at the end of the day, you know, like, you're doing smiles per gallon, not miles per gallon. So whatever, it is what it is. So the third thing that I'm going to talk about is something that I'm not sure how this works with other bikes. You know, because I don't have other bikes. I have a Ducati 1199 Panigale, but with the Ducati, and I'm pretty sure with most Ducatis, you have like service periods that are pretty pricey. For this bike, I am at 13,519 miles as of right now, and at the 15,000 mile mark, I have to do the valve service, which is pretty hefty. It has that Ducati tax, and that comes out to be, I called my local Ducati dealer, and that comes out to be about $2,000.
You suck!
Which is you know, it's a pretty fat price tag, but at the end of the day, you know, like, you're getting your bike serviced by people who know exactly what they're doing, someone who's not going to mess with your bike and leave it bad. So let's get out of the way of the traffic. I don't like being in traffic, so. But yeah, that's the third thing, is that the services with these bikes are pretty hefty. They're pretty pricey. But you know, I'm pretty sure that that comes along with most leader bikes. I'm sure that most leader bikes have their service taxes and their you know, big maintenance periods, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty mostly expensive. I just don't know exactly how expensive. All I know is that Ducati's services are pretty expensive, and yeah, $2,000 for a service is pretty expensive, you know. So that is the third thing. Now for the fourth thing, it's going to be something in terms of the ergonomics. So we have to remember, we are on a Ducati, right? So for the fourth thing, when you're on this bike, you're sitting like very upright. Like, you're very high up on the seat, very high up on the seat. And again, I do know that it's a sports bike, so I can't sit here and complain, but you know, like, this bike is really not meant for long rides. Like, if you take this bike on for like, if you take this bike on a ride for anything longer than 40 minutes, your palms, like right here, are gonna start to hurt. If you have a relatively bad back, your back is gonna start to hurt. So the ergonomics on the bike are just very aggressive, but you know, I mean, I kind of try to put a lot of weight on the outside of my hand to compensate for all of the weight that's being put on like the palms where my thumb is, because man, it tends to hurt. Like, after a while, my palms tend to hurt because I'm just very lean forward, putting a lot of pressure. Sometimes my elbows are hurt just because I'm putting in like so much pressure on the elbows. It's almost like kind of being in a push-up position for like a really long time. You're on a Ducati, and when you're smiling, enjoying the bike, you kind of forget about all of that. So it's not the worst thing. It just kind of sucks after a little while of riding. It gets uncomfortable, but I mean, you know, when you're on a Ducati, you kind of tend to forget about those things. So not the worst, but I'm just trying to find things that I nitpick about this bike. There's not much that I hate about this Ducati, so that would be my fourth thing that I don't like about the bike. The fifth thing that I don't like about this bike, this is something that is kind of seasonal. You know, like right now when it's a lot colder, it's such a perk to have, but when it's in the summer, it's not. The bike gets extremely hot. So if you guys have seen Ducati videos, or watch like Ducati reviews, most Ducati owners are gonna say that their bike gets extremely hot, and that is not a lie. The side of the bike gets really hot. It burns your legs, kind of just burns everywhere where you're sitting. Your butt will get extremely hot. But you know, right now when it's 42, 43 degrees, it hits the spot. Like right now, I'm very much enjoying it. It is a perk right now. But in the summer, oh my god, I can tell you that in the summer, it is not fun to sit at a stoplight for a longer period than like 30 seconds, because oh my god, you will be burning. But you know, right now in the winter it is nice, so there is ways to like deal with that. You could get like they sell heat wraps and stuff like that for these motorcycles, that you can like cover like the exhaust, you can cover the fairings, and I'm sure that it helps, but I don't really need to do all that. It's not like the biggest deal for me. I don't really mind it too much. I just kind of deal with it. But yeah, that's one thing for people who have not ridden a Ducati. If you do ride one, get ready to feel that heat, because man, it does get hot. Now let's talk about the 5 things that I love about this Ducati. So for starters, I'm going to start off with my favorite thing about the Ducati. It's the road presence that this bike has. Like, aesthetically, in my opinion, Ducatis are the nicest looking bikes. Like, I know not everyone is going to agree with me, and that's okay. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own favorite motorcycle company, brand, even just motorcycle like style or model. But for me, in general, the Panigale line of Ducati are the nicest Ducatis. Like, I love how they look. I love the single-sided swing arm. Like, oh my god, that is literally my favorite. The single-sided swing arm. I love that. I love how it looks. Like, it's just so beautiful. Like, if the S1000RR had a single swing arm, oh my god, that would look so good. Or like the H2, jeez, that bike looks so good, but it just looks like the freaking missile from Mario Kart. It's so wide, but you know, it just looks good. Like, bikes with like the single swing arms just look good. Like, what other bike has the single swing arm? I think that Aprilia, is it Aprilia? Yeah, I believe that Aprilia has a few bikes that have single-sided swing arms. I'll put a picture like right here or something. Yeah, that bike looks really nice too. I just think that like single-sided swing arm bikes just look so nice. You know, when it presents like that exposed side of the wheel, I think it just looks so aggressive, so nice. Yeah, so that's my number 1 favorite thing about having a Ducati. My second thing that is my favorite about having a Ducati is the way that this bike sounds. I don't have an exhaust on this bike. It is completely stock. This is the factory exhaust. There's nothing done to it. And already the bike just sounds so good. Like, I was so surprised when I bought this motorcycle and I heard how it sounded. Like, I was mind blown at the fact that this was like stock. And before I bought this one, I was looking at an 1199S with a full Termagoni exhaust, and oh my god, that sounded so good too. I'll put a clip right here of how it sounded. So you can see there that that sounds like so good, you know, like Termagoni exhaust, woo, beautiful. And it also looks nice. Like, I love how the Termagoni exhaust sounds. Just this sound, like, look, let's listen to this. Let's see, let's give it a little rev. Listen. Oh my god, like, woo! That sounds so good. So now, number 3, I love how nimble this bike feels. I'm gonna say this bike does not, I repeat, it does not feel like you're on a 1000. Like, it is so skinny, so nimble. It's like, it's so tossable. It just moves around like so easy. It's insane. Like, when I rid my my friend's 600, the 600 almost feels heavier and less nimble to ride than this 1199. A bike that has twice the cc's literally feels more nimble. Like, that does not make sense. Now for number 4, it's going to be something that's related to basically mostly every single motorcycle there is I was complaining that this bike wastes gas really fast, but the perk is that when I'm on low, when I have no gas, it only takes like $15, max $16 to fill this bike up with premium gas. Like, That is so awesome. If you drive the bike normally and you don't beat on it or just give it some crazy, like you know, you're not driving super fast, super high RPM all the time, the tank could last you, I would say, probably four or 5 days, which is good. You know, if you're gonna commute on the bike, that's awesome. It works. You'll be able to get that range and be barely paying any gas, which is like awesome, you know. So that would be my number 4. So one thing that I like is this, how fast it picks up. Like, oh my god, this bike, I barely need to give this thing gas. Like, I probably was giving it 1/4 throttle, or maybe like half throttle, and the bike just goes. Another one. So we'll do 7 things that I like and 5 things that I hate. So the last thing that I like about this Ducati is the quick shifter. So this bike is equipped with a quick shifter up. It is not equipped with one down. The newer models do have a down shifter, like a quick shifter for down to go lower in the gears. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oops, kind of sounded dumb, but you know what I mean. The newer bikes have a shifter where you can quick shift down, and yeah, this bike does not have that, but it's not the end of the world. I tend to not use the quick shifter up unless I'm like really going, like unless I'm doing like a pull. But if I'm not doing that, I tend to just use the clutch anyways. The clutch is super easy on this bike. I also just got the clutch fluid replaced, so you know, everything still feels really good on the bike. But yeah, the auto blipper is just not auto blipper. Oh my god, why do I keep going to that? The quick shifter just feels so good, and I don't know why people complain. Like, putting this bike into neutral is honestly has been extremely easy. Like, I figured out how to do it like pretty quick. Like, it's really not hard to put this bike into neutral. A lot of people complain about it, but I find it relatively easy to put it into neutral. But yep, that's gonna conclude the 5 things I hate about the Ducati 1199 Panigale and the 7 things that I love. Leave comments below in terms of what you guys like about your bikes. If any of you guys are riders, you know, comment down below. I'd really love to hear about the things that you guys love about your bike and the things that you guys hate about your bike. I would love to just see what you guys think, you know. I haven't ridden many other bikes, and I would love to just kind of hear about what you guys like and dislike about your own bike. So yep, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Please go ahead and subscribe if you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll catch you guys later on the next video.
I wish you were here, but you're not, so I'm broken. Smoke in my lungs and my veins turning frozen. To kill the pain, I need more ibuprofen. I need something potent.